Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. So today I've got a video that some of you all have requested, and we are comparing Mother Pat McGrath's new collection along with Natasha Denona's new collection. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's like, well, why not? Why not do a battle of the pinks? So we are going to be talking about and comparing the two palettes from the brand and also their highlights. So let's get into this video. But before we get into this video, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so happy that you decided to join me today. If you are not subscribed to my channel, consider joining the Glam Girls squad. We'd love to have you. And let's just get right into this video. So, I have done reviews on both of these products, both of these collections already, so I will link those in the cards above so that you can get more detailed information. And in this video, I'm just going to share with you my personal thoughts from using these products since the initial review. Okay, so off the bat, I like both collections. I think both collections were done really nicely, and I have enjoyed having both collections in my collection. Now, I do have some favorites and I do have some preferences. So let's start with the eyes, because I think that will be the easiest to get through. And I'm gonna insert some B-roll footage of the eye looks that I have created as I'm talking about them. So I would like to start off with Mother Pat McGrath. We have the Eternal Eden palette. This does retail for $58 and it is currently sold at Sephora and Pat McGrath's website. We do get within this palette her creamy matte formula. We have a metallic shade here, and then we also have a traditional shimmer shade right here. I love this palette. Let me just tell you. When I say I love this palette, when it first came out, I was like, okay, she's cute. I'm probably gonna want it and I'm gonna get it because it's Pat McGrath, right? Right. So it wasn't a question of if I was gonna get it. The question was like, how much am I gonna like it? And is it gonna be something I reach for over and over again? This palette speaks to me so much. I love pinks. If you know me, you know I love the color pink. And I also love the color purple, so I don't mind any combination of pinks and purple. But I love the colors that she put in this particular palette. I think they're so complementary to each other. And every time I do an eye look with this, because so far, since I've gotten the palette, and I got this palette last week, so like a week ago, I have used this no less than 5 times. I am obsessed with this palette. Like, I genuinely love it. So the eye look that you see here, done very simply, nothing, you know, extravagant or off the top, but it's like no matter what eye look I go to do, I am very happy with it. When I first used this palette, this shade right here, Forbidden Fruit, I was kind of underwhelmed with it because I didn't feel like I got as much pigment from it as I did on my arm swatch as what was on my eye. A good amount of you all suggested, hey, try putting that particular shade on unpowdered eyelids. I have done that and I definitely get more shine and pigmentation. So I do like it. I personally want more from it. I think I want more of like her special shade, like Glitz and Glams. And I know it's not a special shade, but I think that's what I want from it. But I really do like what this looks like on skin that is just primed or at least not set with powder. I think it definitely does work well with it. And I also feel like once I don't have nails, I could probably get even more pigmentation from it by using my finger. So I comfortably can say I enjoy every shade in this quad. It is beautiful. These are 4 new shades to her collection, and I'm just here for it. On to the Mini Love palette. So this particular palette does retail for $25. It is also currently sold at Sephora and on Natasha's website. And this is the eye look that I have created here. I think this palette is really beautiful. I think this is also a good alternative to her Love palette that she came out with last year. So if you feel like the Love palette is maybe a little too large for you, or you're like, I really like the shades, but I don't need all of those pinks and purples, I think this particular palette is a really good alternative for you to pick up. Save yourself a little bit of money, and you also get a pretty good formula as well. I think all of the shades work well in this palette. The only shade that gives me a little bit of trouble when it comes to blending it is this deeper plum shade. And it's not that it's not blendable, I just have to put a little bit of elbow grease into blending that shade out. But I do like the two matte colors that are provided in this palette, and then we have some traditional shimmers here and then a metallic shade here. The eye look that I created, I think, is really beautiful and simple, and it definitely is going to pull more of like that lighter pink type of color. But I have done looks with this palette that are definitely a little bit more bold, a little bit more deep and smoky. So I feel like with this Mini Love palette, we can get more diverse looks with this palette because of the deeper shade right here. I also feel like this palette is going to be maybe more flexible with working with and looking well on a plethora of complexions, because we do have this deeper color for people with deeper complexions that can actually use it as a crease shade if they wanted to. And then you also have this lighter shade here, so that if you don't want the eye look to look too intense and smoky, you still have a shade that's matte that you could use in the outer area of the eye, or to just give the eye some type of shape. I think the two shimmer shades and the metallic shades are beautiful, and overall, I like it. Now, coming to my preferences, I much prefer, can you guess which one I much prefer? Probably can from how I've been talking about them. Oh, Mother wins this one by a landslide for me. The reason why for me is because of the actual colors. And I would also say the formula. I don't know. The Creamy Matte formula in the Pat McGrath quad is just, she did it so well. The mattes blend like a dream. Like there is no, I don't have to put effort into them. They just blend, and you can't, like, I love that about them. Even this metallic shade, when I initially applied it, the edges were more harsh. Just took my blender brush and just blended over it, and I mean, it just blended right into the eye, much less harsh, and we were done. With the Natasha palette, like I said, the formula of this lighter matte color blends beautifully, no effort. It's this deeper shade, and I do know that purple shades are hard to formulate just in general, so I don't take anything away from this shade, which is why I'm not saying it's a bad shade or formula is not well. It just takes a little bit more to blend it. So if I'm going for something kind of quick, obviously I'm going for Pat. And like I said, for me, it also comes down to the shades in this particular quad. Every shade in this quad I love. This particular shade right here, you can use as a highlighter if you are about my complexion and deeper. I don't know if this would be an appropriate highlighter for more fair complexions, but I would definitely say for tan and deeper complexions, this is a highlighter shade, and oh my gosh, on the face, she's gorgeous. Top your cheeks with it and you are glowing to the gods. So this is my one of choice if you're going for, you know, formula colors. If you like similar colors to me, I would say pay the extra money, go with Pat McGrath. I would say though, the con for this palette, I think, is it is a little less diverse in terms of depth shades. So when you look at the two matte shades here, yes, we do have this vibrant pink shade, this magenta-like shade that you can use. And you can also use this shade right here. But if you are of a deeper, richer complexion, I don't know if the depth from these two shades would be enough for you and your liking if you wanted to use those shades to really add depth and like smokiness to your eye look. So I would say that this particular palette doesn't have a deep enough shade like this one does to ensure, yeah, there's a matte shade in there that you can really smoke out the look to your liking. I think for the Pat McGrath palette, when I have done all of my eye looks, the variation of looks are not as diverse. Like in a nutshell, they pretty much all probably look similar. You know, there's some differences here or there, but nothing to the extreme where I would say, yes, this particular palette gives me a plethora of different looks. But because I love these types of colors, and these are like no fail, no fuss colors for me, that's what makes this palette a winner for me. Now, do I see a place for both of these palettes in your collection? I do. I really do. Because I could definitely take that deeper shade from this particular palette that I have here, pull it on over here, and you know, now I've got a more diverse look coming from both of these palettes. For the two highlighters, so since Pat McGrath has not given us a blush, just yet. I did go in with the Love Cheek Duo, and I used this as my blush on my cheeks. Love this matte blush. It blends so beautifully on the skin. You can blend it on unset skin. It also blends well on powdered skin. Beautiful shade. I love this peachy coral that has been incorporated into this duo. So I applied this particular highlighter on this part of my face, and then I went in with Mother Pat's highlighter right here and applied it on this side of the face. And swatching both of these shades right here, we see this is the Pat McGrath shade and this is the highlighter shade from Natasha Denona. I feel like when you look at Natasha's highlight, you definitely see more of a pink shift with it. But both of them do have a good amount of gold in the highlighter. And I think both of these highlighters are just stunning. I think they are beautiful on the skin. I thoroughly enjoy both. The formula of the two, it's really smooth. I don't feel like either highlight needed any type of setting spray to really help it mesh and blend into the skin. I think both of them just applied beautifully. And looking at them on my face, I don't really think you can see too much of a difference. This side might pull just a little bit more pink than this side does. But all in all, I don't think you can go wrong with either highlighter. Now, looking at the product, weighing your pros and your cons, the Pat highlighter is $48. The Natasha Duo is $42. So if you're looking at price and, product and things like that, for Natasha's palette, you're getting two products for the price of $42, whereas the Pat highlighter, we're just getting a highlighter. Now, in terms of my preferences, I, highlighter-wise, prefer Pat McGrath's highlighter. This formula is just, it's just so impeccable. It's a gel hybrid formula, so it just glides onto the skin so effortlessly. Not saying that Natasha's is not smooth, and it's not saying that it doesn't blend either into the skin, but this particular formula is gonna blend just a little bit more effortlessly than this formula. But in terms of the actual color of the highlighters, I think both are beautiful. I love that both of them will work for a plethora of complexions, and I really don't think you can go wrong with either product. I love both of these products. So it just, once again, it's gonna come down to what you want to spend your money on, what you feel is the best bang for your buck. But all in all, I think both collections are beautiful. Very happy to have both collections. And I do, like I said, I see a place for both collections in my collection. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about both products or both sets of products that I didn't answer in this video, definitely leave them in the comment section below. Also, leave in the comment section below what you feel about both collections. If you have them, if you want them, I'd love to know. And don't forget, I'm doing a giveaway on the Natasha Denona Love Collection, or Mini Love Collection, I should say. So definitely take a look at my January favorites video for all of the instructions in terms of how to enter. It does close on Valentine's Day at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you do still have a little bit of time to enter this giveaway. And if you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for hanging around and spending some time with me today. It really does mean a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and consider subscribing. We'd love to have you a part of our Glam Girl squad. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.